The Wiradjuri forest in the state's mid-north could be another victim of Forestry SA's efficiency drive. With 100 jobs facing the axe, the minister in charge won't say whether the fire-ravaged forest will be replanted.
The month-long Bangor fire destroyed 90% of the Wiradjuri forest, and it would cost an estimated $5 million to replant.
Forestry said that they weren't going to replant the forest unless they had money from the state government.
The minister is non-committal.
I think what we need to do is say, firstly, check out whether it's viable to plant the forest again, and we need to look at it's going to take sort of 20 years until you actually get something that you've got to the maturity that you can actually use for to mill.
Forestry SA's annual report last year outlined major challenges due to a difficult timber market and fires. Confirmation of the bleak outlook came recently with its request to cut 100 jobs over 2 years. And it's understood that since the controversial sale of the southeast forest, the government is still subsidising the corporation with more than $9 million a year to run its operations. There's also the question of insurance. As part of the southeast sale, Forestry SA dissolved its fire insurance fund and handed back almost $19 million to the government.
You know, the advice from Forestry SA was that the forests weren't worth insuring. It was going to cost too much more to insure than it would have been worth to have that insurance. So there was no insurance on the forests.
There are further concerns about how the timber is now being managed at Wiradjuri. The Morgan sawmill had been contracted to salvage the timber from the forest, but Luke Morgan says other contractors had already been logging unburnt timber, which is usually salvaged last.
The difference between 12 months and 2 years of salvage out there is how it's managed.
Forestry SA has declined the ABC's request for detailed information on the salvage and future of Wiradjuri, but the minister says other options may need to be looked at.
We need to have a wider discussion in the area about what other things that area could be really good at. Like, they've already got some great mountain biking and tourism pursuits up there. Can we expand those in some ways?
A future unlikely to please locals. Matthew Doran, ABC News.